So we are coming to the last concept for the day. That is, what is gradient descent? Very good. And just the last thing. And we are good with today's lecture. And tomorrow we'll do the code. Now here, guys, we understand this problem, right? And we have started training our neural network. And we have these weights 1, 1, 1. That is your initialization of neural network. And this initialization is finally giving you a value. And you compute this value with respect to the ground truth and you get minus 0.36. And now you are not happy. You want this to become 0. You want that my ground truth and predicted should exactly match with each other. That means now is the concept of partial derivative is coming. How you have, y is equals to you have your y is equals to mx plus c, or your y is equals to wx plus v. Can I now take a partial derivative of y is with respect to w and y with respect to v? Can I do that? It is allowed or not? Because this is my weight. We know that this is a number, right? Sorry, this is, yeah. And this is also a number. But can I do that? Yes, there is no problem in taking the partial derivative of them, right? We also have dy by dx. This is all these things are changing. So that's what we are trying to do here. We are trying to plot your change or your cost function with respect to your W1 and so here your loss function, which is now your cost function. So cost function is when we have the summation here. And if it was individual y minus y hat, it was a loss function. Now cost function with respect to W1 and cost function with respect to B, I can plot. And idea is I want W or B such that my error becomes 0 or my error becomes minimum. So this is the logic behind this loss functions here, right? I have finally, this is my loss functions. Looks like I can take any of these curves depending on the problem. But finally, at the end, I am looking for a value of W1 where my loss is 0 or minimum, or value of bias where my loss is minimum. And if I have that value, then this is, I solved my problem. So right now, what we did in Excel sheet by fitting it manually, this thing is going inside the neural net. So you give neural net any of the problem in the world, it will start initializing with the weights. It will put weight 1, 1, 1, bias as 0. Start training it. You say that data is less because, you still this value here, it is not sufficient to give it a bigger perspective. Now, you keep on training it. And now absolute error, it becomes very high. Now, absolute error comes out of a lot of data. So now you know the average error in your model training. Now you want a logic that somehow you are able to, have this loss function and, train it so that your W1 and B1 comes such as your loss function becomes, here 0 or very, very at a very low point. Does it make sense? This is how it is happening. Idea is to be able to reduce this loss functions. So now when you start training your model, Now let us see here. Now what is happening here, and this is very, very important. Let us take a nice color here. Okay. Guys, when you got the error, maybe when you started with your weights as initially weights as 1, 1, 1, and your bias as 0, you are somewhere so much high in your curve. This is your initial weight when you started training. Now you want to go here. That is the idea. And that is where the choice of optimizer comes. Either you will use Adam optimizer, or you will use, there are different other optimizers that we have, RMS prop and other ones that we have. You will start using it. Now, how do we get it from here to here? What is the concept? So you start initializing your model, you start plotting it, and your function, it looks like this. You are going from step A to step B. You want to go from step A to step B because step A has a very high error. Now the idea is going to step B. So you are here, if you see here on some, it was a weight here, the W here. So we are somehow wants to reduce my W, choose some new value. Maybe this value of W is here, W dash. So I want to go from W to W dash. And that is my good weight. That will solve my problem and my answers will start coming accurately. So to do that, this is how inside this is how it works. So W1, now you are going from step A. This is your point A that came when you started training your model to something which is the most optimized value B. Now this is your W and this is your W dash. So what is happening is, to reach to W dash, you have to subtract something from, this, you have to subtract this value, say this is, say this is X. So W dash will be your W minus X. This will be your new weight, right? Now, this X is what? How do you subtract a number? What is going inside? So inside is that there is, this value here, which is this value actually is a slope. It is a slope of W1. So this slope is of W1. So right now we have 3 weights into this problem, but you just take it as, one weight. So you have to, this X will be that you have to reduce, this is a slope actually, which you can subtract. Now there's a very important concept of a learning rate. So what does that mean? How does your neural net learn? So I come back to this point, give me a minute. And this is the last slide for today. We will end our session very soon. Okay. So guys, the learning rate, for example, you are 3 people, I have Kathy with me. She says to me that I go from point A to point B and I want to go very slowly. I want to see here, if this was my minimum, then I want to go like this, then I want to go like this. I just want to be very careful when I go and I want to take a smaller step. Whereas there is another guy, Akshar, here with us, which says that, I want to go too high, that, I want to first of all see this point is good, then I want to see if this point is good. So I want to take bigger points. And he says, I want to really be very fast. So he goes from one point A to B very fast. Then there is another person, say, Tommy is here with us, and Tommy says, no, I want to, neither too slow, neither too fast when I'm going from point A to point B. I want to have a minimum speed, like the average speed. So to do that, this is something known as optimal learning rate. So guys, you have to see here on this curve on your screen, you are trying to go from point A to point B. Point A is where your neural network started to learn, right? And you're going from A to B. And now you can choose any learning rates, but something in the middle is important. Now, why is learning rate important? Because you are going from when you start training your model, in the beginning, you have 1, 1, 1 as your weights. It's just started to learn. Now you're giving it more data. You are, giving it more epochs. You are training it for more time. Now, after that, it is trying to learn. Now, how fast it should learn, this is your learning rate. An idea should be that we should be in between, because if we are too low like this, then it is highly possible that we miss our, we are too careful, and it needs a very high computation to reach there. But too high, you will just miss your minima, because it will go like this, then third point is here, minima was somewhere here, you miss the point, right? And then you have to be somewhere in the right. Now going back to the previous slide, so here we started with A point, we want to go to the B point, we are going from A to B by going, by, this was your W, and we are going to W dash. So W dash is equals to W minus X, which is minus something. And we know this thing, that this X here is a slope. So that's why we replace this X by some, a slope here, and we multiply by the learning rate. And like this, how you control your learning rate and you reduce your error. And as I told you, don't have to take a very high learning rate. Generally 0.001 is for Adam optimizer that we choose. And you choose something in between, and your model can learn, right? It starts making sense. Now guys, this is your learning rate. Now, this was your gradient descent, because you are going down the curve. Now this is how your final, looks like. See here, guys, we have used here both ReLU and sigmoid in the curve. This is your final code that I had last time with you, and I told you that this is the fundamental. Then you have the model.compile, you have Adam, and we are using binary cross entropy. And we have a matrix called accuracy, which we can talk about that. Once you have your model trained, then how is accuracy determined? We can talk about false positive, false negative, true positive, true negative. And now this is your model, and these are your functions. So this is where I wanted to talk to you, and you can choose. Now you have seen that I have used both ReLU and sigmoid into your neural net, right? So overall, you had 3 input parameters in our case. In the dementia, it was going inside a neuron. And this neuron, in the beginning, we had Y computed before the activation function. And now this is here going inside second neuron. So this will be your, Y computed, and this will be your Y prime computed. Now this will be your Y double prime computed. As many as neurons you take, it will keep on doing it. Now this will be a fourth neuron. So finally, it will be Y prime prime prime. And this, all these things now, this will go, now in the beginning we are using ReLU because it is going inside the second layer. ReLU is very good if you want to just, now this is the second layer. Now inside the second layer, what is happening? You have the input coming from y hat. This is the input going in the second layer. Now this is also going here in the second layer from all the inputs. So all the inputs are connected to the output dots. And this is your first layer. This is the second layer. I'm still not on the output layer. Now when I'm on the output layer, then I use something called sigmoid because I want a decision where I have this S boundary. That's why I have a sigmoid here. Here I use ReLU because I'm just going from one neuron to another neuron. And this is how your neural network looks like. And finally, when you started doing and you started plotting it here, you started something which is known as, I told you initially your weights are 1, 1, 1, and it is 0. So your network is all starting up, it doesn't know what is the right value. And then it gets this y hat, y dash, and it goes and look at your data and tries to do y minus y hat, which is here your loss here. And then it started optimizing using a optimizer here, where if you go here, Adam has a learning rate of 0.01. Sorry, I think I said accidentally 0.001. It is 0.01. And you can choose the learning rate to optimize because you want to go from here to here, A point to B point. So this thing should clear the importance of activation function, learning rate, and gradient descent. And all these terms you will come across again and again. I will upload the video for you so you can go on to these 2 videos and try to understand how this entire system is working. Because in the beginning, you will just, use either any of these chat GPTs or anything to produce the code. But then it is very important to understand what is inside the code and how can you improve it, right? So with this, guys, I will call up, I will call it a day. I think the concepts are a little bit difficult, but I think I tried my best so that you can grasp everything and breaking the problem into steps for you. And I will see you tomorrow with the code. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.